Is it okay to outgrow people from your past? Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance, and yes, that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. With that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates as well as leave the rest, as well as grab your pen and your paper and be prepared to take notes. So if it doesn't apply, let it fly. In this video, we're going to go over 5 recommendations and 5 things to be aware of, as well as some reminders and disclaimers when it comes to you outgrowing certain people and places and things from your past and even yourself. Starting off with a disclaimer, starting off with a question, it is okay. The reason why it's okay to outgrow certain people and places and things from your past is because you're going to grow. You are going to change. And so are certain people, places, and things. So that's the first thing you have to be aware of. Change is inevitable. We do not always have control over certain things in our life, and especially other people. So when it's time for you to make certain changes, when it's time for the world to change, when it's time for people to change, instead of trying to hold on, instead of being bitter, instead of being upset, instead of dwelling, appreciate the people in your life for the season that they were in. Until you realize that the season's going to change, life is going to change, you are going to change, you're constantly going to have a sense of entitlement and feel stuck and stagnant. And that just goes with anything in life. When you decide to move forward, when you decide to change and grow as a person, your mindset is going to change. Your behaviors is going to change. Your emotions may change. You physically may change. So with that, anything that you were once familiar to or once connected with, may no longer resonate with you. Just because you're changing, just because people are changing, just because the world is changing, doesn't mean it has to be bad. I feel like if you change and people have a problem with you, then those people never wanted you to be happy, and those people never were meant to be for you. Yes, people are only meant to be in your life for a certain season, so you should never be too attached to them. But it's like, it's not a bad thing. That's life. Like, a lot of people struggle with change because they don't know who they are and they don't understand how the world works. But you'll learn as you live and you experience life. The second disclaimer, the second thing to be aware of as you're letting go of certain people, places, and things is that you don't have to invalidate your past. Like, you can appreciate certain relationships that you have with certain people, because I'm pretty sure, unless, like I said, these people and places and things weren't for you, you had moments where they were good. Like, I've had moments with certain people where they were decent. They weren't always negative. They weren't always bad, even though they may not have been the best people for me. Like, I'm not going to undermine or discredit certain things that I was able to learn about myself and other people while being in their presence, and vice versa. Like, I'm not that type of person. Like, I don't fall out with people and throw shade and talk negatively about them, especially when I was in their energy and I was around them. And like I said, good or bad, I look at everything as a lesson. Like, you have to realize that you are gonna have moments where they're good. You are gonna have moments where it's bad. You don't have to dwell on that. So it's like, if you learn to appreciate people and you learn to treat people correctly the first time you have access to them, it's not going to be an issue. Like I said, the only people that fall out with people and they start moving weird, they were never good people. And once you separate yourself and you outgrow those people, from experience, you're able to see that. Like, sometimes you're not able to realize that because you're in the moment, and that's maybe something that's all you're familiar with, that's all you knew, like your family, friends, people you've grown up with. But when you move, like you physically move, or like I said, you start liking certain things, you stop doing certain things, and you sit with yourself, or you're around new environments or new people, you're able to realize that. Like, me personally, I've only had a couple of friends. I've only had a couple of family members. I've only had a couple of people that I've been in relationships with. I've only had a couple of coworkers that were cool and people I went to school with. It wasn't a lot of people. Everybody that I lost, everybody that left my life, thank you, because the time that we had was what it was. It is what it is. I don't wish nothing nobody bad. I'm just gonna move forward. Like I said, I don't follow up with people and tell people their business. Like, I've never been like that. I know people who've done that to me, but that's when you realize that certain people are only going to be in your life for a certain season. Like I said, I've never got that attached to anybody. And the people that I did get close to, I will always have love and respect for them. But like I said, it's not a lot of people that I genuinely love and care about. Okay. Another thing you need to be aware of is that when you change and people are not able to be happy for you, you shouldn't want them around you. So like, as I elevated, as I've changed, as I move forward, as I continue to grow in life, you could outgrow people. And like I said, it doesn't have beef. There are certain people that I've outgrown. I don't have beef. If I were to call them or if I were to see them, I know for a fact that, of course, obviously the relationship's not going to be what it was, but it's not going to be negative either. I'm happy for these people. They should be happy for me too. Like, and the people that I've outgrown, some of them are happy for me. Like the people that were genuine. Everybody else, like I said, that doesn't matter, because people are going to come and go. So it's like, if you change and you do certain things that are different and people have an attitude, or they're, once again, why do you want them around you? Like, you can outgrow people and people could still be happy for you. That's like influencers and celebrities. You have a lot of people, when they meet certain people online, this is why people call them parasocial relationships, where they start off with supporting people. They're happy for people because they think they're equal. They start off with 0 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers, and then they start getting brand deals and they start getting opportunities. And you have a lot of people who are like, well, I can't relate to men anymore. I personally don't like people like that, because I feel like if you want to be a part of somebody's life, you should always be happy for them regardless. Like, even with myself, the people that I've outgrown me, like I said, that weren't negative, like it wasn't any beef or anything, I'm not mad at them, and I can't be mad at them for wanting to change and evolve and do certain things in their life. If you really cared about somebody, you should want them to do well. You should want them to support them regardless. People that follow with people, or when people start doing better, because I've realized that's why I feel like it's okay to outgrow people from your past. If people start doing better and you feel some type of way, you're just weird. I'm not gonna, like, certain influencers, certain celebrities, or just certain people, when they start doing better and I'm no longer in their life, I'm not gonna be like, oh, I can't relate to them no more, they changed, da-da-da, woody-woody-woo. What were they supposed to do? And you have to realize that a lot of people, I feel like the only reason why a lot of people feel that way is because a lot of people think that they're equal to you, or a lot of people, like I said, genuinely weren't happy for you, or weren't even meant to have access to you. Because it's like, how do you get mad at somebody for bettering themselves? How are you mad at me because I did what I said I wanted to do and I became the best version of myself? If you're going to support me in the beginning, you need to support me in the middle and the end. If not, you don't need to support me. And you shouldn't want to be in a relationship with people who can't be happy with you with any version of yourself. Like I said, the people that I'm no longer friends and cool with is not because we weren't meant to be. It's just they've changed in certain areas of their life. I've changed. But like I said, if you link up with them or you see them, you should still be happy for them. Like, you should still be happy for people, especially if they've changed for the better. I think it's important to outgrow anybody, like family members, coworkers, anybody, siblings, people that you dated. It's no way you should be angry and frustrated, because it's like, you had the opportunity to do right by them. And I feel like it's really important to let go of people, places, and things who don't appreciate you. Like, sometimes some people have to no longer have your access and like understand your absence, because some people took advantage. You have a lot of people who are greedy, or you have a lot of people who are egotistical and arrogant and conceited and just nasty, and they thought grass was green on the other side. Let me tell you something. Grass is green wherever there's grass. People love to be like, the grass is green wherever you water it. Grass is green wherever there's grass, because in order to water grass, there needs to be grass. Like, people don't understand how valuable and precious you are. Like, people really, like, they think they know, but they don't. Like, people think like you're regular or you're basic, and it's just like, no. So it's just like, outgrow anything or anybody who no longer is a part of your growth. Because some people, you could change and they'll change with you. That's how you know a relationship is meant to be. If somebody really wanted to be in your life and you have certain standards and you have certain boundaries and they're not willing to meet them, they're going to be like, okay, if I want to be in Ty Guidance's life, if I want to be in Tiana's life, then there are certain things that I have to do. If not, she's going to cut me off. She's going to move on, and she's allowed to, and vice versa. Like, I don't get mad at certain people for having certain standards and certain boundaries, because who am I to be in their life? Like, don't feel entitled. Like, people feel entitled, which is weird. You should never feel entitled, because you don't own anybody. You don't control other people. And like I said, these people who have controlling issues, you wouldn't have to worry about people outgrowing you if you did your part. Same thing with people, with celebrities and influencers. A lot of people do not be happy for people, for real. So it's like, the moment people start changing, like they get cars and brand deals and opportunities and millions of dollars, or living their dreams. People want to be like, oh, I can't relate to them because they forgot where they came from. They need to humble themselves. I wish you would tell me that I need to humble myself and that I need to remember where I came from. I don't want you to support me if that's your attitude, because I'm going to grow. I'm going to change. And if you can't accept me for being the best version of myself, which there's no limitation, which you have no control over, you don't need to be here. And that's the same thing with you. So as you continue to grow, as you continue to change for the better. And even if when people decide to change, like, it's not a bad thing. Would you want to be in relationships with people that change and you're not doing the work? Like, do you think that's fair? Some people, like I said, are just greedy. It's greedy to feel entitled to somebody's energy when you know you're not doing things that they're asking you of, because it's not hard. People that want the best for you, people who want to support you, appreciate you, they respect you. So if you have a certain boundary of certain things that are non-negotiable and they're not, like I said, willing to meet you, why do you think you should be in a relationship with them? So yes, when it comes to the video, it is okay to outgrow people. It is okay to outgrow people. So what are some things to be reminded of? When you're outgrowing people, it doesn't have to be beef. When you outgrow people, you can let them know. If they want to fix them, they will. If not, you don't have to be upset. You don't have to be mad if they don't change. Like me, I'm at a point in my life, I've talked about this in my last video or my recent video. If you have not healed eternally, if you not have seen a therapist, if you have not gone to your God, ancestors, universe, if you have not seen a psychiatrist, if you don't book a service in a session with a guidance counselor, or you're not taking the time to unheal your childhood trauma and certain things, I'm not dealing with you. I'm not dealing with people who yell, scream, and shout, fight, curse. I'm not doing that. I'm not surrounding myself with people who gossip. It's just certain things I don't do. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your gender is. Non-negotiables. Same thing with people that follow me. I block people. I unfollow people. Now, of course, as I continue to grow, like I said, in real life, you don't get to, like, not everything, of course, on like social media, you can block and delete certain things, but as long as I have access to it, I will make sure you're removed. Trust and believe. You can get mute and you can get blocked. Don't support people who don't be in people's life if you don't want them to be the best version of themselves. Because it's like, why are you there? I don't just surround myself with any and everybody, and that's certain things too. So as I'm growing and as there's certain things that I want for myself, if you're not willing, because I know people don't have to do certain things for me. You should never feel, like I said, that dependent on somebody. If you can't do the things that you're asking for other people, there's no way you should feel some type of way when they don't do it for you. So if you have to outgrow people, let them know. If people want, like I said, want to get mad, that's a red flag. If people have a problem, that's a red flag. If people can't accept that, or, accept that, I can't provide for them, let them go. Don't be afraid to let people go. Don't be afraid to open new doors, because there are people in places and things who want to be there for you. Like, imagine if I was to not have any boundaries and I just settled and tolerated certain people, places, and things. I would be miserable, you guys. Thank God I'm not. But there are people in this world who are able to satisfy the needs that I have, because I can satisfy myself and I pour into them. Like, the relationships that I have with women, the relationships that I have with men, the relationships I have with business partners, and even certain people that I consider to be a family. And your family doesn't always have to be people that you are born into or you related to. Your friends don't always have to be people that you went to school with, or that you work with, or that your neighbors with, or that you grew up with. Like, you can meet new people. I've met a lot of new people. I'm always meeting new people. And I think it's important to always meet new people who are okay with that. So I challenge you to be mindful of the things that you want to work on, the things that you want to do, and just ask yourself, are the people and the places and things around me meeting me and pouring into? And if not, you can have conversations with them. But I feel like once you have a conversation one time, because people know if they don't want to do the work, if they don't want to change, accept them for who they are and love them from a distance. There's a lot of people that, I'm not going to say I love them from a distance, and I'm about to cut off the video, but I tolerate certain people from a distance. Because like I said, I don't just love any and everybody. I'm very careful with my words, but I know some people do have love for them. Like I said, it's nothing wrong with, appreciating the times that you had. But for me, the people that I've had times with, it was, for certain people, it was more negative than it was positive. So I never loved them. So I'm not going to say I love these people from distance. I cut them off. But like the people that you like, maybe are like related to, or maybe you do have love for them, maybe you care about them, love them from a distance, or accept them for who they are. So I would say there's a lot of people I've just learned accepting for who they are, and it is what it is. So thank you guys for watching this video all the way to the end. Thank you for giving a big thumbs up. Thank you guys for engaging. And I know a lot of you guys been having your post notifications on, so thank you for that as well. Let me know what you guys want to talk about in the description, in the comment section down below. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms, okay? Follow me on my Instagram and my TikTok too. I will be going live answering you guys' questions, comments, concerns. And once again, book a service and a session at my website if you just want to chit chat. And if you can't afford a session and a service, DM me on Instagram. But don't be afraid to outgrow certain people. Don't be afraid to grow. There are so many opportunities that are waiting for you. Like, I'm telling you from experience, the new people and the places and things who are energetically and equally yoked and compatible with you, like, are going to bring out the best version of you. And they want to. Like, they're not going to think, like, your standards, your boundaries, because everyone is not the same. Everyone's not for everyone. But the people that are for you, I'm telling you from experience, like, ladies, the men who want to do the things that you're asking for, they're not going to second guess to do it. The friends that you want to be in relationships with, they're not going to hesitate. They're not going to be envious of you. They're not going to think you're bragging. They're not going to be in competition. The people that you want to work with and network with, they're wanting to work and network with you too, because they have similar interests. And the family that you create, that you have that trust, you have that bond. You don't have to worry about sabotage and betrayal, like none of those things, okay? Love you, bye.